Your person is beginning to truly recognize the depth of your strength, the purity of your heart, and the generosity of your soul. They have come to understand that despite everything that has happened between you, your capacity for love and forgiveness remains unmatched. It's as if, on some intuitive level, they can feel that you have forgiven them, not out of weakness or longing, but from a place of wisdom and emotional growth. They sense that you are no longer holding resentment in your heart, that you have made peace with the past, and that if they were to approach you with honesty and an open heart, you would be willing to listen. This realization fills them with both awe and regret. They now understand how rare your energy is, and they know they may have taken that for granted in the past. Your person is fully aware that their past behavior and mistakes caused you a great deal of pain. They know there were nights when you cried yourself to sleep, moments when your heart felt shattered, and days when you questioned why things had to unfold the way they did. Every unkind word, every act of distance, and every broken promise left a mark on your heart. Yet what they may not have realized until recently is that these very experiences, as painful as they were, became the foundation of your inner strength. You learned how to stand tall even when your heart was breaking. You learned that your worth is not defined by someone else's inability to appreciate you. Through all of that hurt, you became emotionally and mentally stronger, finding resilience and wisdom in your healing journey. Since the two of you parted ways, your person has experienced what can only be described as a spiritual awakening. They've had moments of deep reflection and inner realization, a spiritual download, as some might call it, where they began to see the truth of who they are and how their actions affected you. This awakening has brought clarity and humility. They now see your connection as something far beyond the ordinary, something magical, divine, and pure. They no longer view what you shared as a simple romantic relationship, but as a soul connection designed by the universe to teach, transform, and awaken both of you. The love they feel for you now carries a sense of reverence, as though they are in awe of the sacred bond that still ties your souls together despite time and distance. One of the heaviest burdens your person carries is the regret of involving you in a third-party situation. They realize now how unfair it was to make you question your worth, to put you in a position where you felt like you had to compete for love that should have been freely given. At the time, they may not have understood the damage their actions were causing, but hindsight has opened their eyes. They see how deeply they hurt someone who only ever offered them genuine love and support. This regret runs deep, and it has become one of the key motivators behind their desire to make things right. Meanwhile, the universe has been working in your favor all along. Even in your darkest moments, when you felt abandoned or betrayed, the universe was guiding you toward healing and self-discovery. It pushed you to confront the unhealed parts of yourself, the fears, insecurities, and emotional wounds that needed your attention. Through that process, you found your power. You began to focus on your own growth, your peace, and your purpose. You learned to set boundaries, to prioritize self-love, and to cultivate the kind of life that doesn't depend on anyone else for happiness. You rose above the pain, and in doing so, you emerged victorious. Your person has noticed this transformation in you, even from afar. They sense this shift in your energy, a newfound calmness, confidence, and self-assurance that radiates from within. You are no longer chasing or waiting, instead, you are thriving in your independence and inner peace. This shift has profoundly affected them. It has awakened something in their heart that had long been asleep. They are realizing that the love they once took for granted is the very love that helped them begin their own journey of healing. Your focus on self-love and care has become an inspiration to them. Now, your person feels ready to take responsibility for their actions. They are determined to make real, lasting changes in their life, not just for you, but for themselves as well. They have started blocking out external influences, removing the distractions and toxic patterns that once stood in the way of your connection. They are becoming more self-aware, more grounded, and more spiritually aligned. It's as if they are preparing themselves to rise to your level, to meet you where you are now, rather than where you were before. In their heart, your person feels called to rebuild the bridge between you, but this time with honesty, transparency, and emotional maturity. They no longer wish to hide behind ego or fear. They want to communicate openly, to show you that they see the value of what you shared, and to prove through action that they have changed. Their greatest wish is not simply to be forgiven, but to be worthy of standing beside you again. The universe seems to be guiding them back toward you, but this time with a clearer purpose. They now understand that love is not possession, it is partnership, growth, and mutual respect. They recognize that your souls crossed paths for a reason, to teach each other, to awaken, and perhaps to reunite when both of you have healed. Your person's heart is opening in ways it never has before. The more they reflect on your strength and kindness, the more they are inspired to become a better version of themselves. They want to rise with you, not out of dependency, but from a place of shared vision and divine alignment. Your journey together has been one of pain, healing, and transformation. What was once broken is now being mended by wisdom and love. Your person is finally beginning to see that this connection was never meant to destroy either of you, but to help you both evolve, to show you the power of forgiveness, self-love, and divine timing. And as they prepare to step forward, they do so with the hope that this time, the love between you can truly flourish, stronger, purer, and more aligned than ever before. I feel an overwhelming sadness when I think about how I never truly trusted you. It's a pain that lingers deep within me, a kind of regret that gnaws at the corners of my heart every time I recall how pure and selfless your love was. You gave me your complete loyalty and affection without expecting anything in return. You offered me your time, your energy, and your emotions wholeheartedly, not because you had to, but because you genuinely cared. You loved me in ways I didn't even know I needed to be loved. And yet, despite all of that, I failed to see your worth when it mattered most. I took your patience and devotion for granted, assuming that your love would always be there, unshaken, waiting for me to realize what I had. But I was wrong. I was blinded by my ego, by my own insecurities, and by my inability to acknowledge something so real and rare. From the very first day, you captivated my heart like no one else ever could. There was something different about you, something so profound that I couldn't quite explain. It wasn't just your beauty, though that too was undeniable. It was the way you carried yourself, the way your soul seemed to speak a language only my heart understood. You were a quiet storm in my life, graceful yet powerful, calm yet capable of stirring everything within me. I now realize that you are irreplaceable. No matter how far I go or who I meet, no one will ever take the place you hold in my life. You didn't just touch my heart, you became a part of it. When you walked away, I felt a void that words can't fully describe. It was as though the world stopped for a moment, leaving me gasping for air in the silence you left behind. I told myself I was fine, that I could live without you, but deep down I knew I was lying. My ego got in the way. I let my pride speak louder than my emotions, pretending to be strong while breaking apart inside. But as I watched you gather the strength to stand up for yourself, to stand against what was wrong even when it meant losing me, I began to see the depth of your courage. That's when I realized how wrong I had been about everything. Your bravery made me confront my own weakness. It made me see that real strength doesn't come from dominance or control, it comes from standing firm in truth, even when it hurts. I feel deeply embarrassed when I think about how weak I was. I thought being masculine meant being emotionless, distant, or guarded. But you saw through all of that. You saw the parts of me that no one else ever noticed, the brokenness behind the mask, the insecurities behind the confidence. You knew that I wasn't as strong as I pretended to be in front of everyone else. You understood the fears I tried to hide and the doubts I buried within myself. With you, I never had to pretend, yet I still chose to. That's something I regret more than anything. You offered me a safe space to be vulnerable, and instead of embracing it, I ran from it. What amazes me even now is how you, being a woman, stood firm in your commitments when I faltered in mine. You never backed away from your truth, even when I denied mine. You believed in what we had, even when I was too afraid to. You stayed when I gave you every reason to leave, and when you finally walked away, you did it with dignity, not resentment. That kind of strength is rare. You showed me what it means to love selflessly, but also what it means to respect yourself enough to let go when you're not being valued. That lesson alone changed me in ways I can't fully express. You are the only woman who truly understood my inner demons, the chaos in my thoughts, the insecurities that shaped me, the past that haunted me. You didn't try to fix me, you simply accepted me, flaws and all. That acceptance was something I didn't know how to handle. It scared me, because I had never been seen so completely before. I now realize that your love was a mirror, reflecting both the best and worst parts of me. And in that reflection, I found truth. I found what it means to love and to be loved. I am so deeply sorry that I didn't value your sacrifices. You gave up so much just to make me feel loved and secure, your time, your peace, sometimes even your pride, and I didn't see it then. I was too consumed by my own fears to appreciate the beauty of what we had. Now, as I sit here reflecting, I understand that real love doesn't demand perfection, it asks for honesty, vulnerability, and trust. You gave me all of that, and I gave you hesitation. If I could turn back time, I would do everything differently. I would trust you without question, love you without fear, and cherish you without hesitation. You were never the problem, I was. You showed me the meaning of true love, and though I lost you, your presence has forever changed me. I hope someday you'll know how grateful I am for you, for your love, your strength, and your unshakable spirit. You will always be the woman who taught me what love truly means, and for that, I will never forget you. Your partner is soon going to come back into your life after spending a long period in what can best be described as hermit mode. During this time of isolation, they have been forced to confront their emotions, their mistakes, and the depth of their feelings for you. Though they may not have shown it outwardly, the separation has weighed heavily on their heart. Each day that passes without you in their life feels like an emotional struggle, a reminder of what they lost and what they wish they could have done differently. There is not a single day that goes by when you do not cross their mind. Whether they are at work, alone in bed, or surrounded by others, thoughts of you keep resurfacing. You have become a constant presence in their inner world, the one person they cannot seem to forget, no matter how much they try to distract themselves. They are angry at themselves for allowing fear, pride, or confusion to hold them back from taking action toward you sooner. Deep down, they know they could have handled things differently. They replay past moments in their mind, conversations that ended abruptly, chances they missed to express their true feelings, and decisions that pushed you away instead of bringing you closer. Each of these memories now feels like a lesson wrapped in pain. Their anger isn't directed at you, but rather at themselves for not realizing your value earlier. They are burdened by the weight of their own inaction, recognizing that their silence or hesitation may have made you doubt their love. Lately, you've been on their mind constantly, day and night, without pause. They find themselves thinking about what you might be doing, whether you still think of them, and if you could ever forgive them for the distance that grew between you. Even in their quietest moments, your presence lingers. It's in the music they listen to, the places they go, and the small details of life that remind them of what once was. You are not just a memory to them, you have become a part of their emotional landscape. This realization has stirred something profound within them, a desire to make amends and rebuild what was lost. There are moments when they look back on the past and cannot help but cry. The pain of regret runs deep, especially when they think about how easily things could have been different if they had chosen love over fear. Their heart aches with the knowledge that their choices, or lack thereof, caused distance between you. Yet, in that same pain, there is a spark of hope. They are beginning to understand that love is not about perfection but about growth, forgiveness, and second chances. They want to reach out to you soon, to speak their truth and take responsibility for their part in the disconnection. Every day, they imagine the moment they will finally gather the courage to contact you and tell you everything they have been feeling. Your partner is no longer interested in running from their emotions. They are now willing to do the work required to heal this connection and rebuild it from a stronger foundation. They want to offer you something stable, something real, not fleeting promises, but genuine commitment. They envision a future where the two of you can communicate openly, trust deeply, and grow together as partners who have learned from the past. They are tired of temporary fixes and superficial connections. What they want now is lasting love, the kind that stands the test of time and challenges. You activated something powerful within them, something they didn't even know existed before meeting you. You awakened their heart, forcing them to feel emotions they had long buried or ignored. It was as if your presence flipped a switch inside them, bringing both love and vulnerability to the surface. They have come to realize that what they feel for you is not mere infatuation or nostalgia, but a deep soul connection that defies logic. You are the mirror that reflects both their light and their shadows, helping them see who they truly are and who they want to become. Lately, they have been struggling with sleepless nights, lying awake thinking about you. Their mind keeps racing with memories, possibilities, and the fear of losing you forever. In those quiet hours, they plan their next move carefully. They want to come toward you with sincerity, not just words. They are strategizing how to reach out, what to say, and how to show you that they have truly changed. They don't want to repeat old patterns, they want to prove through actions that they are ready to give this relationship the effort and stability it deserves. Although they are nervous about your reaction, their desire to reconnect is stronger than their fear. They hope that when they do approach you, you will see their sincerity and be willing to listen. They know that trust must be rebuilt slowly and that forgiveness cannot be forced, but they are prepared to earn it step by step. They envision the two of you starting anew, not by erasing the past, but by learning from it and allowing it to strengthen your bond. At their core, your partner believes that the love between you is worth fighting for. They see you as someone who brought light into their life when they were lost in darkness. You were the calm in their chaos, the understanding voice when they were misunderstood, and the inspiration that pushed them to become better. Now, as they prepare to return, they do so with a renewed sense of purpose. They are ready to face the discomfort, the vulnerability, and the emotional labor that comes with rebuilding trust and love. In truth, this period of separation has not been a punishment, but a transformation. It allowed your partner to mature emotionally, to reflect on their priorities, and to understand what truly matters. And what matters most to them now is you, the connection you share, the love that still lingers, and the chance to create something beautiful together once more. They are coming back not as the same person who left, but as someone who has grown, learned, and finally realized that losing you was the wake-up call they needed.